First of all, thank you, Dean Ham. I was going to stand up here and make some jokes at Maury's expense, but after a speech about friendship, that didn't quite seem right. So go in the opposite direction and see how long it takes me to get my mom to cry. I can see her sitting in the front row over there. So, because my middle school didn't have a newspaper, during 5th and 6th grade, I decided to publish my own. Little did I know that that would later make a great anecdote for applying to Medill. When I started looking at colleges, I told my dad that I wouldn't attend any school in Illinois or any state that bordered Illinois. Turns out my high school was farther away from my house than Northwestern was. So much for that. Having grown up only a few minutes away from Evanston, I had driven through Northwestern's campus many times as a child. In my college application, I wrote that I now plan to travel down Sheridan Road with a new purpose, this time on the road toward fulfilling my aspiration of becoming a professional journalist. Last summer, I spent my Sunday nights yelling at the TV, as only a journalism major would, as Will McAvoy berated our fictional classmates. Despite that, my roommate, he asked for a shout out, so here it is, agreed to live with me again, and after graduation, I'll be moving out of Illinois for the first time. I'll admit it, I'm nervous about leaving this home behind. I'm Brad, and I believe that our stories connect us in fascinating ways. Great leaders understand the importance of narrative. Brad narrative, Steve narrative, I made him up, Medill narrative, Wildcat narrative, so great leaders listen. And when they actively listen, they ask the right questions. They ask powerful questions. The person who can harness the power of stories is able to lead. Journalists, therefore, are natural leaders. Stories, the kind that immerse the reader in emotion and engage them on a deeper level, bind us and divide us. Stories are what motivate or discourage us. Stories bring people together, united in common emotion. Of course, our story starts with our parents, friends, and family who join us in celebration here today. Without them, our success would not be possible. When I told my parents I wanted to publish a school newspaper in 5th grade, they could have told me to go play outside. Instead, they drove me to Office Max and paid for me to print the first copies. I'll lean here briefly on Aaron Sorkin's Better show and quote a story told by Leo McGarry. This guy's walking down the street when he falls in a hole. The walls are so steep that he can't get out. A doctor passes by and the guy shouts up, "Hey you, can you help me out?" The doctor writes out a prescription, throws it down in the hole, and moves on. Then a priest comes along and the guy shouts up, "Father, I'm down in this hole, can you help me out?" And the priest writes out a prayer, he throws it down in the hole, and he moves on. Then a friend walks by. "Hey Joe, it's me, can you help me out?" And the friend jumps in the hole. Our guy says, "Are you stupid? Now we're both down here." And the friend says, "Yeah, but I've been down here before and I know the way out." Without our parents, I think she's crying now. Without our parents, friends, and family, we would probably all still be stuck down in that hole. So foremost today, thank you. Thank you for always being there for us. Thank you for inspiring us to achieve greatness. Thank you for writing a check each quarter with the words tuition money in the memo line. But most of all, thank you for being our mentor, for being our friend. So now we find ourselves at the end of that metaphorical drive down Sheridan Road. But as I reflect on my time at Northwestern, my college essay could not have been further from the truth. Each opportunity, each interaction causes a ripple. It is not possible to experience a place without leaving a mark, both on the place and on yourself. Driving, therefore, is a far too passive analogy. Our Northwestern experience and our subsequent growth is active, it is dynamic, and most importantly, it is impactful. This impact, the jarring, occasionally excruciating, but always unpredictable, has defined my time at Northwestern. When I ran for ASG Vice President, we challenged students to express themselves. What struck me most about this declaration was that as Northwestern students, our right to speak freely has never been questioned or restricted. But as journalists, We have the opportunity to tell the stories of those who haven't been as fortunate, of those who wouldn't otherwise have their voices heard. Over the past 4 years, I have been motivated by my classmates to listen to and tell these narratives. The stories told by Medill students are inspiring. They elicit emotion in a way that facts and figures alone never could. Every day for the past 4 years, and every day for the rest of our lives, we have the opportunity to do something that we love. We have the opportunity simply to tell a story. And by doing so, we have the opportunity to change the world. I'm a huge sports fan. I even signed many of my emails with a good old "Go Cats." But today that phrase is so much more than a cheer. It's an imperative. Go, Cats. Take on the world. Be different. Tell your story. Express yourself. The world will listen. So congratulations, friends, and go Cats.